Yeah, I did.
You did? Go ahead, have that.
Yes, Mr. Abdulrahman.
Okay.
Proceed.
All right. Welcome, everyone. Today, our co-PD session will be with me and Ms. Arwa. We are going to make it a short, quick, and straight to the point. So if you have any questions, please send them to the chat box, and we will do our best to address them by the end of the this PD session. Okay. So my topic is about request-based projects. Let us take a look at the outline I'm going through. Before I start, of course, I'm going to talk about a short introduction, the basic requirements before you start web quests, decision on technological tools, the procedure, stages, and conclusion. And there's an example. Okay, is my voice clear? Is everything clear?
Yes, it is.
Yes, Abdul.
All right. So at the beginning, let us take a quick having a rationale. Why do we need WebQuest-based projects? Learners in this, of course, in these or nowadays find themselves deeply engaged with advanced technology. So we need to keep up with the students and find technological tools that suit them and keep up with the students. WebQuest, what is a WebQuest at the beginning? WebQuest is an query-oriented or activity lesson in which all or most of the information that learners use comes from the resources on the internet. So they have the learning objectives or learning outcomes from the course, but they produce the information from the internet. So it's an query-oriented. It's like task-based, but it's a web quest from the internet, but not a task-based, not real life one. This is the source of the information from the internet. Designing web quests, it can be done, of course, using different techniques. This is not the only technique. What I'm presenting today is only one technique. What do we mean by technology in this context or in the context of WebQuest? I mean in this context is the different tools that are available for us to give to the students in order to produce information through any type of tools like Google tools, podcasting, wikis, and so on and so forth. So encyclopedias, Google tools, word processors, anything the students can get or produce information through. All right. So what are the basic requirements before you jump in and start a web quest? You need to, at the beginning, you need to check whether you are ready. Are you a techno geek or a technophobe? So those who are technophobe, well, it's going to be a difficult time for you to to have a web quest. Your mic, Lucas. So the second thing is the WebQuest mapping. There is a lot of description of the curriculum chosen, which curriculum, for example, here we have the pathways, and you need to see the level of the learners, the aim and objectives of the WebQuest. What are the aims and the objectives? I will give you an example. The mental capacities, what are the skills, also the mental skills and mental capacities that we want the students to practice within this WebQuest. Linguistic skills and linguistic knowledge, you want the students to go through in this WebQuest. The technologies chosen to implement the project, learners organization, in which way are you going to organize the students? Is it in group of 5, in groups of 3, and the time frame? When I talk about the time frame, I talk about the processes. In process number 1 in WebQuest, the students need to collect information. In process number 2, they work on the information. You need to give them a time frame. In process 3 is the production stage, and the last stage is the evaluation stage in WebQuests. Okay. How do you make decisions on technological tools? Technological tools or technologies that learners are invited to collaborate with. You need to. They are mostly based on the objectives of the web quests. What are you trying to test the students on? What do you want the students achieve by the end of the web quest? Of course, I'm going through this very quickly because this is the theoretical part. I'm going to the practical part in And once I finish with this one, I will show you a real example of what have been done and everything exactly. So it needs to be well planned. The technological tools, they have to be well planned. We have chats as an example using Keepall, using chats with Keepall. They can use WhatsApp, Skype, and so on and so forth. Encyclopedias, Google Forms, podcasts, Google tools in general, not only Google two forms, podcast, authoring tools. Authoring tools, we mean by, what do I mean by authoring tools? Authoring tools are the tools from which the students create something or a content on the website, on the web in general. For example, Google Classroom. We have also word processors like Microsoft Word or Google Document, blogs, wikis, emails, and you name it. So many other technological tools. So when you decide on these technological tools, you decide them. You decide on which one to choose. It's based on the objectives of your web quest. So what are the stages and processes? The web quest is organized into 4 stages, as I mentioned before. When you design, now we are talking about designing a web quest. The web quest is organized into 4 stages. Stage 1, discuss the introduction of the web quest. Stage 2 talks about the introduction of the task. Stage 3 elaborates on the instructions of the process of the task. Stage 4 discuss on the evaluation procedure of the learner's final product, the product of the product of the project. So we can use this actually as a something alternative instead of the students doing a story review and a presentation. This can be replaced with the web quest project instead of having a story review or a news review. In stage 1, in the introduction, in the stage 1, actually you are addressing the external audience, especially educators, to the web quest. It is important to illustrate the main aspect, which is the web quest is based on to inform the audience about the suitability of implementing the web quest in their own teaching. It means you need to tell, this is talking from a teacher perspective. You are now addressing the educators. You need to give the level and theoretical background, aims and objectives, mental capacity that you are implementing in this. So now here you are explaining to other teachers around the globe what is your web quest about and how you are going to do it. Technologies, learners, organization, time frame, and who are you as an author. In task 2, the introduction, now you shift from addressing the audience to directing the learners. Now you introduce the task to the learners. You start, of course, with mental capacities, of course, for example, of noticing, to activate learners' mind, to create a link between previous knowledge and what they are going to do in this project. So this is what you should start with at the beginning. Now you are addressing the students in this at this point. Give detailed information on the main aspects required to process with the project. It serves as a warm-up. The organization of the task is similar to the introduction of the web quest. However, the author in this stage looks at the project from learner's perspective instead of an external audience. Of course, in the stage 3, this stage is concerned with informing the learners with detailed instructions of how to achieve the main aim using different technologies. The use of technology in this stage is not only to achieve the objectives, learners are going to also learn life skills like communicating with other people's communication skills. They will use how to request something from someone else, how to request information. So all of life and so many other life skills beside learning to achieve the objectives of the web quest. So it includes in stage number 3, it includes information collection, working on information, and the production. You need to give detailed instructions of how the students collect the information from the internet, what technological do they use in order to collect the information, how to work on the information they have collected, and what technological tools they use in order to work on the information they have collected. And finally, what are the technological tools they use to produce, or the production stage? They produce, for example, a 2 minutes video by the end of this web quest. So what are the tools? What they need? Okay. In the evaluation stage, of course, the teacher's evaluation and self-reflecting, it should be. There are forms and grids the students follow in order for evaluation. Now, stop talking about the theoretical part and let's go to the example. Now we have our discussion about is about a real web quest, real one. How much time do I have left, Arwa? I have 10 minutes, right?
Yeah, 5 to 10 minutes, yeah.
Okay. So this is an example of a web quest that I have designed using the Zunul.com platform. It's a good one to design a web quest. Can you see the screen? Can you see the?
Yes, we can.
Yes, yes,
Okay.
Abdurrahman.
So this is the welcome, which is I talked about the introduction to the external audience. All right, so you give a welcome notes, the description. This web quest is designed for educational purpose to need the A2. So you see now I'm addressing other teachers around the globe. So about this web quest, it's designed to meet the philosophy of constructivism theory of learning to endorse collaborative work spirit, the level, the curriculum, and what is the keywords here. There is a detailed one here. There is a details about exactly everything in this web quest. For example, this web quest is designed for the same thing. Learners are invited to practice linguistic skills covered in the units mentioned earlier to achieve the following objectives. Apply prior knowledge, categorize information, listening for different. So these are the objectives I want the students to achieve by or practice by the end of the web quest. Okay. Time expressions, so on and so forth, job related activities, drawing pictures, working with numbers. So many objectives you can include is according to the objectives of your web quests. What do you want the students to achieve? Technologies. These are the technologies the students are invited to use. Here I'm directing the external audience. Here is the organization are going to work in groups of 6. Each group has to write its own scenario to perform. So this is the students, they have to write a scenario. And by the end of the web quest, they record a play of 5 to 6 minutes play. And the linguistic skills they cover, learners will use linguistic skills, listening, reading, writing, and speaking. The linguistic knowledge is vocabulary and grammar covered in unit 4. This is specific from the unit I'm covering from. It's a Ministry of Education book for grade 6. Here are the mental capacities. The students are going to practice along with the web quest during the process. When in the process, these are the mental capacities they are going to use: application, reflective request, clarification, information provision, information request. And here you give only a note. The time, of course, the project is expected to take only 6 weeks. The whole project. Just a minute. Guys, can you hear me?
Yes, Abdurrahman, we can hear.
Yes, because I've received a phone call that's there. I'm not audible. Okay, sorry for that. Then here you give the time. Here about the author is, of course, here I wrote as an MA students in the past, back then. Task here now you start talking about the task. Here, what do you want the students? You are directing the students. So you are invited to write a scenario to create a 15 minutes play to describe your future jobs. And guess what? You're going to be the future and you are going to be the jobs. You are acting the jobs. Each one of you should choose one job to play with his group. So to do so, you will apply prior knowledge, categorize information, and you mentioned all of these things. To make sure your work is perfect, please refer back to the following grid. Here is a grid. The students can follow back a checklist. You are going to work on the following technologies here. These are you are going to work in group of 6. Each group has to write its own scenario and perform it. Time 6 weeks. Deadline is October. Wow, a long time ago, 2018. I created this. The process is here now. Let's go to the processes. Come on. Here you give the instructions, detailed instructions. Step 1, chatting with your people and professionals. WhatsApp chat, video chat. Here you tell them what to do exactly. You give detailed instructions in video chat. B. Step number 2, listening to people talking about their jobs. Listen to the podcast, extract information about the jobs features, store the information in job information document. Using Google Forms documents, get to Google Forms document using email address. Create questionnaire to ask people who are living in Muscat about their jobs, basic details, features, salaries, interesting facts, and so on and so forth. Here are with dates. So this is like a detailed plan of how they achieve the of the instructions. Okay, with everything there is a grid, there are guidelines. Working with information only for 1 week. This is what they should do. Word processing or
Hello, do you hear me?
Yes, we do.
So Mr. Abdulrahman got disconnected with me. Okay.
guys, can you hear me?
Yes.
There was a sudden, I don't know what happened, but for some reason we got disconnected. I got disconnected. All right, so let's talk about the last few points in this web quest. So process 3 in the production stage, which will take, did I go through the working information? I don't know where I got disconnected now. So let's go to process 3, production stage. Here are also few steps to achieve your goals. Here you give them a blog, expand your information, go to the wikis, use your group login details, start with a new topic, name it as 15 minutes, play scenario, post descriptions of the 6 jobs, transform collaboratively the descriptions into 15-minute scenario, including roles, characters, turn taking, timing, stage requirements, and time to get ready. Here they need to videotape, rehearse to make sure that it doesn't exceed 15 minutes. And fun time on the 28th of September, prepare the stage, present your play on the 1st of October. And the last stage here where they have the evaluation stage. Here is the evaluation stage where you provide the students with a grid or a rubric they can follow in order to get back to any time they want to check their their work during the process from 1 to step 4. Thank you so much. This is all about the web quest. I know it was a quick one, but it needs it needs a lot of time to prepare a web quest. It needs a lot of preparation, but once it is there for one time, you can reuse it for so many times. And it's a good one. The students are invited to so many activities, so many online tools and technological tools. Thank you so much. If you have any questions, you can post them on the chat box. I'll be responding to them via typing. Thank you so much. Arwa, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Mr. Abdulrahman. Okay, did you stop sharing your screen?
Yes, I did.
Okay. All right, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Thank you, Mr. Abdulrahman. I will proceed with I will share my experience. So my presentation is going to be shorter, straightforward. I will share my experience in using Canva. Firstly, I will discuss key features related to ChatGPT, and then key features related to Canva, and then the integration between the two softwares. And how did I use it this semester? All right, this is the overview. I think most of you have used, yeah, you need to mute you. Mute it. Have you used ChatGPT? I think everyone has tried it this semester, right? Have you tried it this semester?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Interesting. And then the collaboration between the two, which has resulted in Magic Design tool and Magic Write tool in Canva. And then we will go to the Canva interface for practical side. So Canva, I think it's well known, it's a user-friendly graphic design to design media graphics, presentations, posters, videos, documents, and many. And ChatGPT is a very famous one, especially after its launch in November 2022. It's the most powerful artificial intelligence model that can help generate text content like a professional. So it generates human-like language. So ChatGPT, it creates the content, the idea, or it gives the language, and Canva, it gives the design, the template for that. So they developed Magic Write for this purpose. Together, they make a perfect team for all your designing needs. Canva is known for drag and drop design interface. It's really easy to customize the template, and it has billions of templates for various topics. And you need to select your template, then customize it for your content, and then share it with your, and even you can collaborate it with your students or with your colleagues, so you can work on the same design together, sharing with them, and work on it collaboratively. Start designing your content with your accounts. It's really easy to start Canva. You don't have to get your own account, so it's linked to other learning management system platforms like Google, Microsoft, Blackboard, and most of them. So you just need to start by one of your accounts in this learning management system accounts, and then you can start using Canva for free. And it has the payment, it has the paid version with more features. And this is the website for Canva. And it could be, you can install the application or you can work on the browser. ChatGPT is generative pre-trained transformer. So it interacts in a conversational way. It's the fastest growing consumer app. It's like almost 100 billion users in 2 months since its launch. It doesn't have separate app. It belongs to the company OpenAI. So we can start using ChatGPT from www.openai.com. This company is supported by Microsoft, and Elon Musk is one of the co-founder. OpenAI company offering an API, which is application programming interface, which means it makes it open to other platforms to bridge to ChatGPT. So rather than starting from the scratch, developing their own language model, they can make use of the model that they have already developed and include it in their software. And of course, they will add like plugin. For example, Microsoft Search, Bing, Snapchat, Canva, Khan Academy, and many. The integration of ChatGPT and Canva, which is Magic Write, is the result of collaboration between Canva and OpenAI. There is a limit for the generated content, 100 word limit. It's shorter writing so that it will suit the design or the presentation, because there is a tool as well later on. After you get your content or you brainstorm something, you can convert it to a PowerPoint or other kinds of designs, like other templates in documents. This is to brainstorm faster and find new ideas, like everything in one place. The other thing, which is Magic Design. So Magic Write and Magic Design find the most relevant media to your input. So by the input that you put there, it will give you most relevant media, like pictures, backgrounds, and even the font. So it's not only the content, even the design, the pictures and graphics that it will be in your presentation. And usually there are maximum or around 8 slides templates. Go from idea to design with ease. It's really easy to start seeing your ideas in a design. Watch your ideas come to life. All right, now I will go to Canva. So this is Canva. And for those who haven't started with Canva yet, these are the types that you can, and even it designs websites as well. So to start with Magic Write, you need to click dots. And then you will choose the kind of document. All right, here you can put your input, and you can choose the design from here and add the element. You can from here add apps if you want it to be in your list. So all of these could be added here. For example, I added YouTube, so I can search from YouTube and drag the video in my presentation straightforward without opening a new tab. All right, so for example, here, yeah, I prepared this one. Write a vocabulary activity on the following targeted words. If like you are looking for some ideas for vocabulary activities. So you click here, the plus, and by the way, it's for free. Magic Write, So you will click the plus and then expand text. So it gives some ideas for the vocabulary activity. By the way, in the beginning, like I tried it before. Each time you try with the same prompt, it gives you different result. And then you can convert it into presentation. From here, convert. Here there are ideas here, but it's not like an activity created. Write a definition for each target word, context, and activity to test students' knowledge, promote community enterprises. So okay, so it gives me the definition and the context. So from here, convert. Here's the template. You can choose the template for the content. If you wanted to present to your students together, whole class discussion. For the magic design, I tried this one in presentations, projects. Yeah, when you start here is the, sorry, you will click presentations and then you will choose and you will find it here. So you need to put your input for the presentation you want to give you like as a draft so that you will customize it later on. For this, you can go to the projects. I want to share with you what I used to introduce the reading because the course that I'm teaching doesn't have visual aids. So it's like the reading is very abstract and dry. Here, the topic was about space. So I wrote NASA program in Mars colonization, and I got this one. So quickly, it was really good to start my reading lesson. So my students built background, and they started with the reading. So like it gave this suggestion, which is Introduction to Mars, and here. Yeah, I think I wrote the rover, which is like a new word to my students, so they can view it. They include it here. I think this is a video. Mars. Why it's important and some information for regarding the input that I put. All right, let's try magic design. So from presentations. Here. For example, this one, you wanted to have a group competition, just some student, like a learning item. And I wrote these 3 words. Here, what I got. It's like a round. here, word association. I think that's all what I wanted to share with you. I hope you find it useful and interesting. If you have any questions, you can post them in the chat because it will be there. It's like we can view it, we can come back to it later on as well. All right. Thank you for attending, everyone. Bye.
Thank you, Arwa.